Stephen Judy was born on May 24, 1956 in Indianapolis. Growing up in a broken home where he frequently witnessed violence, his dad was in and out of jail and his mother brought her boyfriends home on a regular basis. When he was 10 years old, Judy started to push high school girls to the ground and molest them. He was caught during the act several times but would always be released back into the custody of his parents. By 12, Stephen was shoplifting and experimenting with alcohol and sex. At age 13, he tricked his way into the Indianapolis apartment of Carol Amig on the pretext of selling Boy Scout tickets. He attempted to S.A. and kill Carol, stabbing her 42 times until the knife broke, before finally fracturing her skull with a hatchet and cutting off one of her finger. He confessed, and he was taken to a juvenile center and later to Indiana's Central State Hospital, which had special facilities for juveniles with mental problems. In January 1972, at 15 years old, Stephen was fostered out to Robert and Mary Carr. In July 1975, Stephen assaulted Susan McFadgen. Fortunately, passers-by heard her cries for help before she could be assaulted and killed. Pamela Barger would be his next victim. In April 1977, he got into her car in a parking lot, threatened her with a knife and kidnapped her. Stephen was duly arrested and spent several months in jail. On the 28th of April, 1979, Judy saw 21-year-old Terry Chasteen driving south on I-465 in Indiana. She was driving her children to her babysitter's house before reporting to work. Judy motioned Chasteen to the side of the road, indicating that her rear tire looked faulty. He offered to tighten it, but instead of helping her, he removed a coil right from the engine. Mushroom hunters had stumbled across Chasteen's body along the creek bank. Detectives working the scene soon made 3 more sad discoveries: the bodies of 3 young children in the waters of the creek. Terry had been tied up with strips of her own clothing, S.A., and finally strangled. The children had all died of asphyxia due to drowning. The children were identified as Misty Ann Zollers, aged 5, Stephen Michael Chasteen, 4, and Mark Louis Chasteen, just 2 years old. Numerous witnesses had seen Chasteen and her children with Judy, and he was apprehended within 36 hours. On January 1, 1980, before Morgan County Superior Court Special Judge Jeffrey V. Bowles, the prosecutors were G. Thomas Gray and Stephen A. Oliver and Stephen L. Harris was the defender. Stephen entered a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity. The jury of 9 men and 3 women who dismissed the insanity defense and found Stephen guilty on all 4 counts of first-degree murder on February 2, 1980. On February 25, 1980, Judge Bowles formally sentenced Stephen Timothy Judy to death by electrocution, and he was then transferred to death row at the Indiana State Prison in Michigan City. The electrocution was set for just after midnight of Monday, March 9, 1981.